Hey everybody, Ben here from the Bonehead podcast, and welcome to Start Player Spotlight. We've got Grak and Crumbleberry today, and we've had a few of you say on some of the other Star Player videos, you talked about Grak and Crumbleberry so much in your team builds, why have you not covered them yet? And I think it's really time. So we're going through every single Star Player that's been spoiled in the Blood Bowl 2020 rulebook. We're looking at their stats, their skills, their cost, their teams, and their special abilities. And today we're going to look at a 2-for-1 that you can take on any team. And yes, first up we look at what teams they can be taken on. And it is every single team, unlimited teams. Every team in the game can take Grak and Crumbleberry. Think that and them and Helmet Wolf are the only guys that can be taken by absolutely anyone. So that means two things. One, it means that you get throw teammate for every team out there. And two, it means that there's an opportunity for modelling miniatures to match your team for star players. So every single team should be able to take a giant, I missed my giant, but can actually take a big guy and a stunty together. So let's look at what you get for the cost. And that cost is 250,000. So we've looked at a bunch of star players now and we've talked through every single team. Some of the best stars are coming in at 180. That kind of sub 200 is really realistic for leagues and for tournament builds. Between 250 and 300, so you're looking at Grak, you're looking at Morg at 340, you're looking at Deep Root at 280. That kind of falls into the specialist teams, so the stunty teams that either have cheap or low cost linemen or just the ability to keep that TV really low. However, 250 is not bad, and I can absolutely see some of the cheaper, better teams. So humans, actually you get a lot for a standard build. So if you're looking at a 1250 tournament or 1150 tournament, whatever it is, you can probably squeeze Grak into a lot of teams. Now elf teams might struggle a bit if you want to really play elves, but something like Chaos, you know, you might be able to squeeze in this to give you that throw mate ability. Now, those of you that played in the before times, it's one of those years really, isn't it? Those of you that played in the before times may think of a couple of star players, Brickfarth and Grotty. Now, they are gone. Grak and Crumbleberry are the new Brickfarth and Grotty, and I think they were an underutilized star player combo, and I think we're going to see these guys kind of be a bit more preeminent. Anyway, 250k, and you get 2 star players. They do take up the 2 star player slots, so this is everything. But you get 2, and 2 for 250k is not bad. We always talk about, is it better than a wizard? A wizard you get once per game. These guys, you get 2 guys the entire game. So even if you're taking it on a low player count team, this is going to take you from 11 to 13 regardless. And having that bench is going to be useful. So Grak is the ogre. He is 5, 5, 4+, 4+, 10+. So he's got Edge 4+, which is very standard for an ogre, but he's got Passing 4+, which is a little bit higher than Standard Ogre. I think Standard Ogre Passing is probably a 5+. Armor 10+ is exactly what you expect from him. So he's got Bonehead, because he's an ogre. He's got Kick Teammate, so that is probably the biggest angle here, and I'm going to swing back to that in a second. Loner 4+, which is exactly what you expect. Mighty Blow +1, again, exactly what you expect. And Thick Skull, which is just very ogre. So he is just an ogre. There's nothing special about him except for that slightly raised. Let me just quickly have a look at the roster here. Yeah, he's an ogre punter, basically. In every way, he is an ogre punter. But he comes with his own free halfling. Let's just check Grak. Passing 4+. Yeah, okay, so he's an ogre punter in every way. So he's got Kick Teammate. He comes with Crumbleberry, who is Movement 5, Strength 2, Agility 3+, Passing 6+, Armor 7+. So you come with a Halfling. Now, they've got some skills, though, or at least the Halfling's got a slight benefit to him. So he's got Dodge, Loner 4+, again, very standard from a star player. Right Stuff Stunty, he's a Halfling, but it comes with Sure Hands. So, although the SPP system has changed, and you can save up 12 to specifically pick Sure Hands, there's going to be a lot of stunty players that really, bless their hearts, don't make it to 12 SPP before making it to 6 feet under. So Sure Hands coming on him is great. So if you're looking for a team that needs a bit of ball handling, I mean, Undead going to struggle to get this in, but you know, any team that needs sure hands. You actually get a 3+ sure hands player here, and that completely ignores the fact that you've got loner. You don't need loner when you've got sure hands. You don't need loner when you've got dodge. So this little dude can pick up that ball, and he's got 5 squares of movement with a 3+ invulnerable reroll. That is very useful. Okay, that's worth 50k. So you get a slightly overpriced punter for 145k to 250k, but he comes with a halfling with a double, right? That would be 70k in league now. So he's really impressive in that regard. But the biggest thing about the Grak and Crumbleberry combination is that he has that kick teammate ability. So if you're running goblins, you're running humans with an ogre already and the halfling. Ogre, or you've got humans or Old World Alliance where you do have multiple stunties anyway. You can throw teammate and you can kick teammate in the same turn. Now, if you are pro stunty life, it may not be the best decision, but I think we've all been there, let's be honest. We've all thrown stuff at a cage to try and open it. And the ability to use that kick teammate without sacrificing your passing option is massive. I've tried to pass a ball to somebody else for them to be thrown, and it's just, oh, I've used my pass action. It's so disappointing. But there are so many teams out there that now have the stunty, so you've got halflings everywhere. On a halfling team, on a snotling team, where are my snotlings? They're elsewhere. You know, they're having that second throw teammate for all intents and purposes is going to open up a lot of doors. It's going to open up stretch plays. Now, it is a terrible idea. It's a bad strategy, and I cannot talk about it as if these guys are going to auto-win. But 250k, you get an ogre. Alright? It's a regular ogre. Regular ogres are 140k. So for 90k, you get an extra ogre. He comes with a sure hands piece that's movement 5. You don't even need to use the halfling. When you're down in a league, taking a mercenary ogre would be 190k. For 60k more, you get a halfling as well. Okay, so actually benefit, and that's why I talked about this pair in so many of the team builds, because you get 2 players and they both individually are useful. If we offered Crumbleberry out at 100k, teams would take him. Halfling with sure hands, you can throw him, it'd be really useful. You'll remember Puggy. Puggy's gone now for the time being, but maybe we'll see him turn up with Ripper and stuff in the PDF. There is no halfling. There is now. He just happens to come as part of a duo with an ogre. And quite frankly, even if he dies, you've got an ogre to put on your line. If you're 250k down in a league, your team should still be doing stuff. Doesn't matter if you are an ogre team, that means you're already capably throwing stuff. If you're a goblin team, you've already got stuff. If you're a human team that's taken a beating, you've got a load of humans to do stuff with. You do your thing, and Grak and Crumbleberry give you opportunities to do other stuff. Now let's have a quick look at their special ability, 2 for 1. Grak and Crumbleberry must be hired as a pair and count as 2-star players. We already talked about that. However, if either Grak or Crumbleberry are removed from play due to suffering a knocked out result or a casualty result, the other replaces Loner 4+ with a Loner 2+. So it gets even better. So yes, it's cool if you've got both of them, but if one of them gets gone, either because a Mino blitzed Grak and took him out, or Crumbleberry just landed poorly and died, or got kicked off the pitch, because remember, kick teammate can end players' careers, sharpish. The other one just goes up to Loner 2+, and dude, Grak with 2+ Loner is better than a regular ogre on any team. So you just, they're not an uber combo, but what they do give you is a good way of good stuff of everything. You've got sure hands, you've got a stunty, you've got someone you can throw, you've got someone you can kick, you've got someone who can kick stuff, you've got a strength 5 mighty blow guy. Alright, we're looking at some of the other players and they are the same price and they don't even come with that little guy extra. So Grak and Crumbleberry give you so many opportunities for so many different types of play, and I think that's why I'm so excited about this combo. But the other reason I'm excited about this combo is because they can be taken with every single team. It gives you an opportunity to choose your miniatures to match your lineup. Now, first up on miniatures, I would be remiss if I wasn't to mention the Blood Bowl miniatures. The problem is, I don't know where to get them from anymore. I picked up my set on eBay. They're not on Forge World. I think it was a Warhammer World exclusive for a while. You cannot get good pictures of the models. So they've left them in the rulebook, which I assume means they're going to bring the miniatures out again. They're going to reveal them. I don't think they're going to redo them. I think they're just fine. But I think they will re-release them, which means those of you who haven't got your hands on a set will be able to, which is ideal. Not the best models in the world, but they represent an ogre and a halfling quite perfectly. Let's have a look at some of the alternatives. So I would be remiss in my duties here, guys, if I didn't mention Windsor Chog. And that's not just for the ogre. Okay, take the troll. If you've got a Ripper miniature, this is where you can use it. And this is what I'm talking about when it comes to you can customize this star player combo for your team. If you are a goblin team, you can take your Ripper miniature. You can take a cool goblin miniature that you've got lying around, and you can use him as Crumbleberry. If you want to convert something that you can use for all your teams, actually you can take a halfling plastic model, take a goblin plastic head, chuck it on there. You've got a cool little combo piece, and then all you need is a big guy that suits your needs. So you can have a Minotaur representing Grak if you've got a cool chaos converted Crumbleberry. And in your Blood Bowl world, they are just mutated, and if that goes with your team because you're going to a league and you're taking Grak in a chaos themed team, that's awesome. If you're playing goblins and you want Grak and Crumbo on your lineup to replace that Ripper, piece, use this troll model. It's lush. Find a goblin, paint the goblin a different colour, brand it red, because red ones go faster. Get a snotling box, convert something up. There's just so much opportunity. And because these guys can be taken on any other team, even Lizardmen, you could pick up some models. We've got some ones here from Fanath that I really like. You could pick up a skink miniature and a big lizard from Fanath, because there is no Croxicle from Games Workshop at the moment. And you could use those to represent Grak and Crumbleberry on your Lizardman team. Now, there's just so much opportunity for this combination that I am worried I'm going to end up with a bunch of different combinations. Because we haven't even talked about the fact that you could take a tree man, so a mobile tree man. Again, look at Windsor Chog, there's that birch tree man, which is tall and lithe. That would make a great miniature. There's just so many different models to choose from. All you need is a little guy that's around about strength 2 and a big guy that's round about strength 5. As long as you paint them differently to your team, you're not taking any other star players. It'll be very evident what they are. And it really just means you can tailor that star player to what you want them to look like and to match your team. So that wraps up my thoughts on Grak and Crumbleberry, and as you guys have already noticed, I think there is probably an argument to take these guys in any team at a point. Either because you want to build the Grak and Crumbleberry list for Undead. That's just cool. Undead with a throw teammate option. Chaos with a throw teammate option was why Brick and Farth and Grotty was so good. That and the Edge 4 on the Goblin. It's just another way to play. If you're down 250k, you will be hard pressed. So that really wraps up my thoughts on Grak and Crumbleberry. 250k is on the pricey side. You do get 2 stars, so if you're running a stunty team, you can sneak them in there. And the really clever thing for me is that it gives you the opportunity to brew up rosters for teams that would not normally have a throw kick teammate option. And you can customize a miniature for it. They gave us the giant, which meant we could brew up ideas for giants for each individual team. Now they've got a stunty and a big guy as well, which means you can go buy a big guy you like and a little guy you like, do some converting, do some cool painting, and make them be your Grak and Crumbleberry. And I think of all the star players that we've seen, that itself, I don't know, I think that's really interesting. Anyway, please do let me know in the comments below what you think of Grak and Crumblebuns, because I think they are a power couple for Blood Bowl. And I'm really interested to see some of the lists people are going to sneak them into. Lizardmen, Grak and Crumble. Yeah, probably suboptimal, but really interesting, and I would not know how to play against that, which is really cool. Anyway, thanks ever so much for watching, and I will see you again very soon.